Welcome to Sentinels of the Conglomerate against Druckwelle, P0L against DWHQ. We are a bit late into this match. It already started, but we were busy spectating BHO versus VCBC. Really nice to watch match. And so I do not know how this match started. We are 12 minutes into the match. And P0L is currently... let me actually adjust the overlay. Okay, so overlay should be adjusted. I do not know which side's which. Actually, I do know. Red side is P0L, who are usually NC, which will make this a bit confusing. And blue side is Druckwelle, German outfit, and usually VS. So, yeah, let's take a look at the map position where we are at the moment. There's a heavy fighting going on for Bittergorge Garrison, so let's check that out. It's important to note, last time neither Druckwelle nor P0L actually got a full platoon together. I think Druckwelle had about 26 people, P0L had 35 people. So we have to see how it looks this time. It's very likely that P0L again has a numerical advantage, but Druckwelle, as with last game, they do have the air advantage. But for now, P0L is actually pushing Bittergorge Garrison fairly hard. It looks like it will be going through. And Druckwelle is just holding on to 1 point. There's heavy fighting over the A point. And Druckwelle is making a slow push. But they are not making a lot of progress yet. And in the meantime, P0L actually coming in with a sneaky flip of the C point, going in behind Druckwelle, flipping the point, and with that the base is going to P0L. And now it looks like there are no backups yet, I think. Let me check out Slate Canyon. We actually already have people on Slate Canyon sitting here. They are just waiting for the last Druckwelle players to be cleaned out of Bittergorge Garrison, but Druckwelle is making good attempt to prevent that
Exactly.
recap. So, welcome back, Thunderstorm.
Here I am. Here we are with another game here on Miller. Sentinels of Conglomerate, or P0L, for those who know them, as well as Druckwelle, of course.
Yeah.
I believe it's a majorly German outfit.
Yeah,
Not 100% sure.
Druckwelle is German and Sentinels of the Conglomerate are Polish. So it's Germany against Poland.
Let's not make a weird joke out of that, please.
Yep.
Especially as an Austrian, I do not agree.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't. I hope your art degree got accepted. Okay.
Hey yo, this is going a little too far.
Sorry.
Let's focus on the game. So,
Yeah.
overall, as you can see, currently the score is 136 to 106. P0L, of course, doing a great job at keeping 6 bases for themselves right now. You can see P0L already on their way to hydroponics compound, about to start securing that. But majority of P0L is currently on this base.
Yeah, they're flipping Bittergorge, and they had people ahead on the next base. They still do have. Hindermean P0L, which doesn't stand for platoon leader, is already sitting on Slate Canyon, just waiting for Bittergorge to be fully resecured. Which should be right now. Yep, the point is flipping, the beacon is up, and they even have a Thunderer, so it will be very difficult for Druckwelle to actually prevent the flip of Slate Canyon. I see already the pole players swarming in.
Lots of them dropping from the sky in the drop pods. There's even a tunnel. There was Thunder inside the tunnel.
Yeah, that's actually a nice position. If I could see where they placed it. Ah, you mean the tunnel behind the point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There's an Investandi in there currently just swarming pole players out. Everybody's now getting onto point. I see one light assault just zooming around. It's gonna get taken down by a Cobalt Terracer at the end. But let's see how well they can do with this.
Yeah, Druckwelle with the air superiority can soften them up on the point. So we have to see how the Druckwelle push itself actually succeeds. We've got the Schokomilchriegel in a max attacking the point with Gorgons, I think. Yep, definitely Gorgons moving around to the rear of the point, but he has very little support with him. I don't think any of those are engineers.
Oh, they seem to be focusing the Sandy. They know where they're coming from, but the question is, can they actually do a lot about that? Probably now that the air knows, the air's gonna start focusing that. Yeah, you can already see the...
Schokomilchriegel went down with his max, but the air definitely is taking care of that Thunderer. Yeah, the Liberator got the final Dalton shot. That Thunderer is gone. It will be impossible to place a beacon with PPA size around. So
I know I actually have a very, very dumb question.
yeah.
If a Scythe rams me in the observe cam, does it take damage? Because I
It
think I
doesn't.
just set a Scythe on fire.
No,
I'm not sure though.
you do not have an actual hitbox.
Okay.
At least you shouldn't, but who knows with spaghetti code. But let's not get
true.
into that.
Well, let's see. Paul still holding very strongly onto the point here. They're gonna keep this hold. They're gonna keep a hold on this. They're gonna keep securing this, and it's overall very interesting to see how they will be able to keep this focused as more. Oh, actually, I don't see that much Druckwelle here.
Yeah, and just this last time, Pol is actually making very good use of their engineered turrets. The mana turrets are always up in decent angles and their backs are covered.
Do we know how many members Druckwelle has?
Last time they brought 26 to the match.
Yeah, okay,
So
makes
they
sense.
will be underpopulated, but so is Pol.
Well, Paul actually seems to have a platoon.
Last
24
time
to
they brought
48.
about 35 people, so they do have the population advantage, which will make this a very tough fight for Druckwelle to come back from, even though Druckwelle has the force multipliers through their size, but yeah, they don't make up for such a high population difference.
Indeed.
But it looks like, I know, Pol is still holding strong on the stairs, where they are safe from air. But one grenade would probably wipe their whole squad on Slate Canyon.
This is scary to look into. I do not like to be in that room. Not going to lie. So many explosions happening left and right. Druckwelle trying to get an upper hold on the downstairs. But just overall more and more things happening left and right. And in the end, I do not think Druckwelle is gonna be able to even remotely get into this point. So I'm expecting Paul to already be set up on Nexus, which we're gonna see in just a second.
We've got one unsupported VS Max again poking at Slate Canyon, but yeah, at this point he will not flip the point back. And do we see something on Nexus Omega? So far not. And see, so Druckwelle is actually pushing RZ ZCOM hub. At least I see quite a bit of population on the map there.
This is again where you can see the primary problem with a setup like this. Even if you are a decent sized outfit, doesn't mean that you necessarily are able to field all 48 players. And Now, without trying to be rude to anybody, you can see how this match is comparatively boring compared to the other one, as it seems like Paul probably is like at least a squad, if not 1.5 more players ready to go. Now gonna set up on Nexus Omega. So yeah.
Yeah, it will be very tough for Druckwelle to do something, but they can still give us a good showing. I actually like that they are going on the offensive, on the tech plant neutral, just flipping all the points, getting some people from P0L to actually deploy out, which evens out the population difference on Nexus Omega a bit. If they can pull people away from it, then yeah, it gets much easier to resecure the point. But so
So
far,
not.
P0L is on the point.
Just can't lie. I just love the small aesthetic changes to the vehicles when it's like a Vanu Mech Rider in blue or red, because they look so amazing. They look really good with a different color scheme.
Yeah, I actually don't really see a difference between the.
Best example we currently
it's-
have is the Pol Galaxy in the top. It's a red and seagull.
Yeah, true. That
I just
is
like
kind of weird. But so far, Druckwelle has resecured the point. There are not a lot of P0L players currently here. But they're still poking around a bit, giving small skirmishes with Druckwelle.
Exactly. And they're trying the hardest, but I think currently we can see the population difference. So it's currently 47 to 53. But in the end, I think Paul has a bunch of players actually over at Aztec Setcom trying to secure that. So, yeah.
Yeah, but Druckwelle is so far holding their home base. We'll have to see whether they can do it for the next 21 minutes, which is doubtful, since they are already outpopulated despite having every single person on this continent there. Actually, there
just
is a
watched this
small
poor
push at Slate Canyon.
Slate Canyon. Oh, I see. Oh, they secured. They resecured it so they can't cap it.
Yes, they're
Paul is
going on
already
the
replying.
offensive and yes, defending by flipping the base of the enemy, which is my favorite kind of defense.
Exactly.
P0L is not responding strongly enough. Just a few
Well,
guys poking around.
They already lost their beacon outside. You have a bunch of infiltrators on the outside as well that are ready to kill anything that's a beacon. And yeah, that's actually interesting. You're watching a Hauptmann Liz sitting. Text are wrong on the overlay. We have text wrong on the overlay.
Oh, I have it the wrong way around, but it's fine.
It happens. Thanks anyway, Bankrotis, for the heads up. So we shall see how this is gonna go. Because, well, in the end, this is very difficult for Druckwelle to do. As, of course, the population difference is a thing. They have the air superiority, but of course, as Sky gets around, lock on. Oh, is this gonna catch you? Oh, yeah, you got catched. Reflex got shut down by triple lock ons. But
yeah,
let's see.
so far, P0L is actually bringing a lot of Skyguards and such to contest the enemy air. And they are bringing also lock-ons, which force the Liberator to run away.
And now Paul is already in full secure of the point again. You see a Sunder outside for Druckwelle, but it's gonna get taken care of real quick. Just one lone infantryman on the outside. Now the air comes through, trying to do some work onto the ground. But in the end, it's not gonna matter too much. And with that, that's that.
What I like, what Druckwelle did, they have one person now sitting on Nexus Omega. They checked for a pre-cap, so if P0L were there, they would have had the time to actually kick them off the point before they are Where a
Oh,
lot
I'm
of
watching a
reinforcements
Thunder
incoming.
fight a Lightning.
That's a fight the Lightning shouldn't take, at least if the Thunder is properly manned.
Well, no, because it's a Cobalt and what is that? Is that a Ranger? No, it's not a Ranger. What is the anti-air called again with the double cannon flak? I'm not sure about it anymore.
The Ranger is a flak cannon on the Thunderer.
Oh, is it? Okay, I was right in the.
The Walker is anti-air without flak.
Yeah, that's got that wrong the wrong way. Well, you see a bunch of anti-air now coming down, as well as anti-vehicle.
And
So
we
let's
actually see a huge tank column and Thunderer column coming in from pole towards Nexus Alpha? Omega? Omega. Nexus Omega. They are pushing down from Slate Canyon from the northwest, bringing a lot of vehicles. And they just completely overran Druckwelle's own vehicles. But on the other hand, Druckwelle can shoot from the safety of their own shields. So if the enemy vehicles stay in this position, if the pole vehicles stay there, they are easy targets to be picked off.
Well, now again, another attempt here by Paul, getting onto point. But once again, Slate Canyon hold has been back up.
That's a really nice play by Druckwelle. They know they can't contest it directly, so they are just running down the timer by constantly being a nuisance on one base. This now forces again Pole to come back with a squad because they don't know, or more than a squad because they don't know how many people Druckwelle actually brought. So they need to overcommit to shut this down fast.
Exactly, and you can already see the redeploy side coming through. Already loads and loads of lock-ons coming out of the spawn room, focusing on the air. You're gonna have one running. The lip though is gonna be able to maybe get a decent amount of work done, but in the end it's a Dalton one, so there's not that much DPS. Well, there's a lot of DPS coming from a Dalton, but at the same time, maybe your Spur would help you better to keep the point secure.
But Druckwelle is also not committing that many forces inside. Now there are more incoming, but it's less than a full squad.
The scary thing now is that actually half of, like, well, not half, but a decent amount of the armor column from Paul is now coming back from Omega and is bringing their vehicles up here to deal with the anti-air. Well, to do anti-air duty and deny the air superiority.
Oh, I like this by Druckwelle. They have a Thunderer up very high in the tunnel behind the point. So it's pretty much out of sight. So they can constantly stream in again, even if their beacons go down, and constantly contest the space. It's again 2 minutes that Nexus Omega can't be flipped.
Paul is gonna very, very soon get into that. Same time though, Druckwelle is capping at 6 sets. Come up, never mind. Now Paul is redeploying towards that. So we'll see if they can actually do anything with that. But in the end, the question will stay the same. Is Druckwelle really going to be able to do... I mean, they're playing very well for the amount of pop they have. But in the end, Paul has a bigger pop. You can see that right now as Paul is starting to swarm into the point, one after another. Nate now is going to catch a bunch. Well, they're actually still keeping a good fight up.
Yeah.
Lots of people outside on the stairs are being wiped out by C4, nades, whatever. Anything that's explosive. And the thing is, they still have the air superiority, but there's again another Skyguard sitting at the ground there on the base. This is going to focus, and now Paul's going to commit into this. And, well, if the entire platoon swarms in, you can't really hold this.
Yeah, but again, it's almost 3 minutes that Nexus Omega can't be flipped again. And I think the focus of Druckwelle will be not to be warp gated. That's all I think they really want to achieve. Because they know they are fighting overpop, so it will probably be impossible to actually win it. But if they don't get warp gated, that's kind of a success against overwhelming numbers.
Well, I have to say, they are attempting their best, but in the end, it is risky, especially with lower pop. But it seems like Drukwell is actually going to try to commit back into Aztec Setcom. Wait, are they? I'm not sure. Are they taking it?
Oh, that would be a really nice redeploy if they.
Yeah, Drukwell
moved
actually
over
takes
there.
it.
That's really nice. It's one more base in their favor, but well, in the end, there's not much to it because the point pool is already used up. They are not getting any more points, but having one more base on the map, maybe they can, well, get
The
the
thing
second
is,
one.
I think 99.9, if not 100% of outfits do not want to be warp gated. I feel like that's the thing of this season, that being warp gated is kinda not what you like to see.
Oh yeah,
Because
definitely.
it means you kind of got pushed all the way back. So I have a big amount of respect for Jukwala here, keeping their main warp gate safe. And I mean, it's only currently, 12 minutes left, and it's about 7 minutes to capture it, right? So they basically only have to hold it for another 5 minutes by basically going around, capping the bases around them, denying the back cap. But if you look at the base at Nexus Omega, there's so much Pol already sitting on it. They're just waiting for it. And if Drukwilla plays it smart, they're gonna try to resecure the Slate Canyon right now.
Yeah, but they need to be really fast. And I already see a Valkyrie coming into Slate Canyon.
Exactly.
But Pol is sitting on the point with half
Like
a
2
squad.
players.
Yeah, 3 players roughly.
Is there gonna be a difference by these 2 players made is the question.
And
One's gonna fall?
we can
2's gonna
see,
fall?
yeah,
He's capping it.
3.1415 is murdering all of Pol on the point, and they're stopping the timer.
And again, they're gonna be able to just deny the movement of Pol. Which
And
is super
if they
smart.
hold this 2 minutes, then their home base is completely safe. So just 2 minutes they need to hold. It's currently a skirmish, 2 Pol players, 3 Pol players against 3 Drukwelle players. But more Drukwelle players are coming in.
And
Yeah,
the
they're
air
coming
is
in
again
from.
a big issue. The ground pounders are just out there doing so much work, but again, Paul is deploying loads of forces on the point. And now, well, it doesn't seem like they're actually going to be able to. Oh, they're coming from both sides. Where are they all coming from?
I know Drukwelle actually has a beacon very high up in the mountain behind the point.
And again, another bulk drop. They do not intend to lose this. They are very focused on keeping the hold onto this.
They know if this base flips too early, then it will be very tough to actually secure the home base if it flips. So this is their one and only chance to actually not get warp gated.
Exactly. And they're doing a great job at that. They're keeping a fight up. They're gonna keep focusing. And that was a voice crack if I've ever heard one of mine. Haha. And they're having their entire squad here. I think their entire forces that they can bring up is currently here. Nexus secure station actually in the meanwhile seems like it's going through. I'm actually gonna check that.
Please check that. Might only be a map bug, or there was just one guy because I don't see any population on the map. And
No,
in the
Paul just
meantime-
came in to resecure it. I just see like 3 bodies laying around.
In the meantime, Drukwelle is still holding the point, and now is a point where the home base can't flip anymore. Which means they completely succeeded at pretty much the primary goal, not get warp gated. The secondary goal would be to actually take this base. I'm not sure they actually can do that. But
Well,
they
Paul brought up Max, but that got pretty quickly shut down by the superior ground pounders here. They're trying to revive the Mac.
And it
Vizardino
actually
is
got
gonna go back up.
revived. It's a Burster Max, which is an interesting choice. Burster Maxes are generally very expensive. They cost a lot of nanites compared to other anti-air options, but in a Yeah, tight spot.
Oh, no.
You can pull them.
He got assassinated from the back.
Oh, yeah, I see. Bob Disna. I can't see his name properly.
Oh.
Disenmal.
Well, he just went into the sky. Hauptmannlist just went to the space program. Hauptmannlist, first of their kind, now is going to space and now coming down rapid.
And there's a pull drop incoming on the roof. Half a galaxy full. And now they will be pushing in from all directions. Let's see how the Druckwelle point hold actually looks. Not very secure.
Well, they're holding.
They are holding, but they are getting pushed from all directions. I see them falling upstairs. Upstairs is completely lost, except for Schokomilchriegel, who now went down.
Masters in the
that's
backline
it.
as well. Takes out 2, but it's not gonna be enough. And well, Druckwelle. Well, congratulations, basically. You didn't get wobgated. No, it doesn't matter. Well, I guess that's a GG pretty much.
Yeah,
Not really much more to say. Like, there is not anything that can happen right now that would make this anyway. Like, Nexus Secure is gonna take 2 minutes 50 to go through. Even if they move on to Nexus Alpha, it's gonna take too long to actually secure. Slate Canyon, doesn't really matter where we go. Maybe hydroponics. Maybe Paul is able to take
I'm looking at
hydroponics.
hydroponics compound, and there's a big Druckwelle push actually coming for the point now. A lot of players, I see. That looks like actually one full squad. They've been spotted by a light assault who died for that information.
Oh, and they found the Thunderer actually. They found the Invis Sandy on the side there. Oh, they already got their ground pounders ready to assault that. Thinks the Sandy's already smoking. Now you're gonna have the Scythe start opening
on
up.
it now. So that Thunder will not belong for this world. There it goes. And now the Druckwelle push is coming for the point. Some of them are on the point. Close quarters fight. One pole engineer sitting in a corner.
It's gonna get melted in the end.
And
they're gonna
that
retake it.
is. So, in the meantime, Druckwelle was attacking Nexus Secure Substation, which got cleaned up. Slate Canyon Hold is currently also secure in Pole's hand, so there are still supposed to be quite a few Pole players here, but that's probably just a reminder on the map. People that haven't yet deployed somewhere else. So, yeah, essentially that will be what the end of the match comes down to. 6 bases for Pole, 3 bases for Druckwelle. There is a chance Druckwelle will go for Slate Canyon Hold again.
Oh my
I just saw
god!
one side got
I saw
annihilated.
that too. Bob, infantry-wise, did a great job, but the air right there. How many was that? I think 2 Sky Guards, a Sunday, and an anti-air turret opening up.
Yeah. So
Just
Pole is just sitting on the point at Slate Canyon. They do not want to be backcapped again. They have
in the
almost
end-
a full squad there.
In the end, it is over anyway. With 4 minutes, there's basically 1.5 minutes to even make a capture possible. In 1.5 minutes, it's basically already done. Nobody's going to be able to do anything. There's a Pole Galaxy coming through the middle here. It's going to move to... Actually, it's not a Pole Galaxy. It's a Druckwelle Galaxy.
Where are they flying to? King Motu, where are you going? He's dropping someone out who hit the galaxy on the fall but survived. And I have no idea what his plan is.
Made a victory circle. And now, well, Omega's now captured, so everything's gonna be denied. No capture for anybody. But in the end, it doesn't matter anymore, because this match is basically done anyway.
Yeah, big burrito boy on Granite Head Reactor is just running around, and now he redeployed. Not sure what his plan was, but he's been on
Getting a
stream
burrito,
now.
maybe.
Yep. Slate Canyon Hold, nothing's happening at the moment. We've got Pole actually sitting on Nexus Omega, but Druckwelle is probably not caring too much about it. It can't flip in time anyways.
Exactly.
I
Well,
thought-
Raider, how can we say? I think everybody expected to pull the 48 players, but of course, first of all, it's like summer/September, so the end of summer. Lots of people on their holidays, lots of people just trying to vibe. I know that basically every outfit that is not a Zerg fit is struggling with getting the numbers. Even some Zerg fits, like in the previous BHO map, Dick T actually had more players on the map than Dick T, which was surprising to me actually. So it was like I think 41 versus 48. So you can see that even the biggest have their issues. I'm not even sure. I think Dig was the only outfit I think that was that can consistently currently bring 48 players.
I actually heard that they only brought 45 for the match, so even Dick might sometimes run into problems getting the players on the Nexus. But yeah, it's really tough for outfits to bring 48 players week after week for 8 weeks straight. But, well, those small differences, if it's just one or two guys, they can be compensated for. If it's more, then yeah, you still give it a good showing, you try your best, and
Exactly.
you see where you come out in the end. And I
It's
have
gonna
to
be real
say,
difficult.
with 173 points, Druckwelle still did quite a nice job against Pol.
Yeah, we can't complain about it really. I mean, if you think about it, this is like I think three and a half squads, maybe a little more. Like I sadly can't see the balance, but they're actually gonna capture next a secure station substation. I'm actually interested. Are they actually gonna push this through? They want the last space. Do they want one more base before they have to go home?
Are they allowed to get one more base? Are
43
there Pol
seconds.
players incoming?
It doesn't seem like
There
it.
is a beacon on door 1, bottom of big stairs. There is one Pol player dropping in, a second one,
A third one.
and
Let's
one of
count.
them already died.
A fourth one, a fifth one, 5 pod members now coming to point. It's 20 seconds though. So question's gonna be, will they able to be keep a hold of this? One Drukwelle member dies, Shokumei Riegel now with 3.1415 left on point. So they're gonna try their best. I just realized that 3.1415 is pi.
Yes.
He's literally called pi.
And he's wrong. It's 3.14159265358.
Yes, Morph. Teaches your nerd brain. Well,
I don't know how I remembered it because I never actually tried to remember pi.
I
But,
think it like
well.
I know there was like I think 3.14 and then something and then it just keeps going. It's like an infinite number, I think, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and Nexus Secure Substation went for Druckwelle, last minute base cap. It doesn't really matter in the big
In
picture,
the grand scheme of
but
things.
it's still a nice success at the end. And that's the end of the match. So thank you all for watching, and we will see each other next week in some other match. So have a good night, everyone.
And don't forget to tune in tomorrow, because well, tomorrow there's gonna be more matches, just not casted by the usually casters right now, because most of us are gonna be playing. So yeah, you guys have a nice, relaxed Friday evening.